Hey guys, Oda King Live here again for another YouTube chat video. Today's video is going to be based on, well, a certain genre of the gaming community. Today I want to talk about, I don't know what you'd call them really, but the game chaser type of people, the retro, the retro finders. I'm going to talk about five in particular, and pretty much all of them are, related in one way or another. First off, I'm going to talk about the main guys, the game chasers. You may know them, Billy and Jay. This is the channel that I finally found not even that long ago, 6 months ago, maybe a year at most, that really got me into finally kickstarting my own YouTube channel. I really enjoyed their content. When I found them, I think they were on season 5 maybe of their show, and I went back and I watched everything. At first I thought they were kind of annoying, but a couple episodes in, they grow on you. I really, personally kind of relate to Jay because he's kind of their, leader. Same crew that I used to have that I'd run around with to all the conventions and everything. I was always kind of the boss, kept things together. My deals usually came first. But either way, these are the guys that, I don't know, they just seem so real. Between, Jay and Billy, who are the main two, I mean, you got your supporting cast too, which is, Melvor, Dodongo, Chris, most of them. They're just so realistic. And that's what really made me enjoy watching these guys. Was that, they'd go to a flea market or whatever, and they'd have like $50. And it would just be, what can I get for this amount of money? And then if that was it, that was it. I've seen some channels where, money's not an issue, and they can just pretty much buy anything they want. And some of these big channels that, big collectors that have like everything, it must be nice to have that kind of money. But for the regular guy, it's all about what you can get for the best price and working on your collection and the journey of it all. For the game chasers, I don't know, I really love those guys, and I especially like their toy chasing series too. The editing and everything is amazing. There's never like a slow moment, a dull moment, which is really important because I've watched a lot of other chaser channels that were just boring. And I'm not saying I'm the most interesting person in the world. I'm not, I'm not, whatever. But some of these guys, and I remember one of the channels that started right around them at the same time. It was a 4-guy crew. And they were younger, but it was just, they were just so boring. And I find that when you start adding in too many people, and there's too many people fighting over the scraps, you're going to, no one's really going to have a lot of screen time, and it's just not going to work out too well. And especially with the younger age, they're probably 20s. Early, to roughly maybe 30, is that they're gonna, at some point start a family, and then most of them are just gonna disappear anyways, because in the 30 age round, that's what happens. Most of my chasing buddies, I have a family, they have families. It's tough to get together, and shit happens. So I've really appreciated that these guys, the chasers, have been together that long. We're talking 6 years they've been doing it, from what I can tell, at least as a series. And it's never a dull moment. I really appreciate their show, and I'm always jealous of their deals. But and a shout out to their animated series too. I know they don't do it too much. It's probably too much work for for the views, but I really enjoyed that series, and I know Melvor will like to hear that. But next up, let's move on a bit, because I don't want to stick on them for the whole episode, is the big one, AlphaOmegaSin. Now, I was already aware of Alpha before I ever knew about the Game Chasers. I had watched many of his videos and was already a fan. I like Alpha mostly because, unlike pretty much all the rest, he's an anime fan too. So, I always like watching when he's in the show. And then I can still remember the one episode where he saw the Gunsmith Cats figures or whatever. And, he's like, oh, I'm the only one's going to know this. But anyways, I love Alpha. He's huge. And I just wanted to fit him in there quickly because, he's on the show a lot and he's awesome. Next up, I'm going to actually add one here. I'm going to talk about Pat the NES Punk. Just remembered, he's one of the, he's always in the episodes too. He's a good guy. He's always messing around with them. And, I didn't watch Pat for a long time because he does podcasts and I wasn't really into them for a while. But when I started watching them and I watched more and I watched more, Pat and Ian started growing on me and I just started to enjoy listening to them ramble on about topics of the day. And by watching him through the Game Chasers and his silly shenanigans, I really started to like him a lot more. So, shout out to him quickly. Good times. But next up, let's get right onto it. Let's get up to who's next? Beatemupwood. Wood, again, I learned through the Game Chasers. I wasn't familiar with him beforehand. And I started watching his channel really a lot when he moved to Canada. Because in the beginning, he was in Australia, obviously. And, he was always going for the PAL titles or whatever they are. And I'm not a huge PAL guy. I'll buy Japanese titles, but I'm not too heavy into the PALs. So while I like Wood, I wasn't too into watching him collect PAL games. But now that he's in Canada, I'm having a better time watching him. And, he's just so nice. But next up, we'll get to 8-Bit Eric. I think 8-Bit Eric works best, personally, when he's with Billy and Jay. When I watch him just by himself, he's okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong. But I like watching him interact with them. I think in a group, he's hilarious. And I really only subbed to his channel and started watching all his videos because of, the shenanigans, again, he gets in with Billy and Jay. And then for the last guy today I want to talk about is RGT85. I fit him in here simply because, while he's not one of, that Game Chaser crew, he's not out with them chasing and everything, but he's one of the nicest of them all. I gotta point him out here because he was the first guy to like one of my tweets when I joined Twitter, and he's the first guy to post on one of my videos on my YouTube channel. So shout out to you, and you're the best. And and yes, I will go back and watch all of old videos that a person has done if I like the series. So such as the Game Chasers, I went back to episode 1, watched them all. Pat the NES Punk, I went back and I watched a lot of his old stuff. I will watch old stuff if I like you, because that's how it is. I'll sub to channels if I like the person. It's not so much what they're doing. I don't really mind so much what their content is, their quality. As long as I like them, I'll watch them. And that's my thing with Billy and Jay, is that I don't know. They just seem like just chill dudes. And even though my wife hates Jay, she thinks he's a disgusting pig. I like Jay. Just you relax, guy. I watch your Twitch streams, and I have a good time. So that was it. I just wanted to talk about those gaming YouTubers today. I'll probably do another one later. I just wanted to get that general crew out of the way, and then hey, I'll keep watching and I'll keep supporting. And maybe next time I tweet at you, you like one of my tweets, and I'll make a big deal about it. Anyways, like, subscribe, whatever. I don't know. Who cares? And then I'll talk to you later. Peace.